Hey there, welcome to 3 Minutes with Jay Bala. Jay Bala, our portfolio manager at AIP Asset Management in Toronto. Jay, you and I were exchanging some thoughts on an article from the Bank of International Settlements that was just talking about debt levels around the world. And you and I have also talked at great length about our view and feeling that there is a impending doom sort of in the financial markets to come. And I'm always of the mind that preservation of capital is far more important than growing the money. Why don't we today talk about how people can start preparing, maybe start with where you see the markets are, all-time highs, et cetera.
Sure. I mean, like globally, what you've seen is you've seen an all-time high in most of the markets. And, you've also seen sort of a continuing rally in the bond markets. Usually those do not act in tandem. As the stock market rallies, that's telling you there's, strong economic growth and profits coming forward. Whereas if the bond markets rally, that's telling you there's a recession coming. And so, we've always said they can't both be right. One's got to get. And if you look at sort of the stock market, and I'll pick on Amazon because, I'm not picking on them, but, I'll give you an example, right? If you look at Amazon's market capitalization today, they're about $500 billion. That is a very large number. Now, if you look at it over the past 3 months, the stock has been up 16 to 17%. So if you work out the numbers, the market capitalization of that company has increased by $64 billion in the last 3 months. And if you fundamentally think about it, like what has Amazon done over the past 3 months for that kind of value to be created, right? I mean, that is a monster amount of money. And so, if you look at something like that and you say, well, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Their earnings aren't through the roof. I mean, in fact, they're not even making a ton of profit to begin with. And if you look at something like that, that's sort of a telltale sign of that's sort of your canary in the coal mine, where rationally that doesn't make sense, right? Like it doesn't, like the ability of a company to generate that level of value in such a short period of time is almost impossible. The only reason that's happening is because more people are buying the stock, right?
Right. So it must be, it's a perception of future, right? Their perception that this company will do nothing but rake in billions of dollars in the future.
Correct. And that somehow you've already done that in the last 3 months, right? When these kind of events happen, start to be cautious, start to over allocate the cash, start to deleverage yourselves. And the hardest thing for people to do really is self-discipline, right? Everybody says, hey, I'm a disciplined investor. Well, this is your time. This is your time to prove it. And this stock may go to $1 trillion market cap and may make the front page of Time magazine. And you're going to have to just ignore it and say, you know what, I'm not participating in this, right? This is where discipline matters.
So if we were to highlight some things here for people to do, I think you mentioned a couple of them. So one of them right off the bat is start allocating more to cash. Start deleveraging yourself. So when you talk about deleveraging, I'm assuming you're talking about if you've borrowed money to invest, to start pulling back on that.
Absolutely. Yeah, especially if you've borrowed money to invest, now's your time. At least get rid of that. The problem with leverage is sort of it's a double-edged sword in that, as soon as the stock market starts to drop, the person that lent you this money may call you and say, Thomas, we'll need our money back. So now you're twice as screwed. Whereas at least if you're delevered and it's just your assets, I mean, you'll have your pain, but at least it's sort of rational pain. At least you knew what you're getting into, right?
Well, awesome. So Jay, I guess, the question I would have now is, how are you positioned?
Still, half in cash, half in the hedge fund.